Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the fabulous ballroom here at the Baldachin Inn. I'm joined once again by David Ellis. He is the owner here at the inn. Shall we dance, sir?
Certainly.
I'm just a horrible dancer. You wouldn't even know what to do with me. So, what a magnificent room. What is this used for?
We do a lot of weddings up here, but we also use it for corporate events and anniversary parties and birthday parties and Halloween parties. And
I like the idea of a Halloween party because there are those rumors of the building being haunted. What a suiting place. But for those of you who are a little nervous of potential hauntings, David has owned the building for 23 years, you said, and you have never seen anything that would make you think that this place is even remotely haunted.
Not once.
Well, to each his own, I suppose, eh?
I suppose.
So, anything from weddings to corporate gatherings, and what can I do with the space?
Oh, all kinds of things. We have dances here, and we have meetings, and all kinds of.
You can get a DJ going
social
here?
Events. Oh, certainly. Yeah, we have DJs, live bands. We have extra power up here, so it's not a problem.
And tell me a little bit about the walls, because they're fairly unique, and I think you said at one point they were covered, right?
These were all covered originally by this pine on the end of the building. Or the end of the room, and these are what is called rubble construction. They weren't meant to be seen, so they just patched in whatever was handy and solid, and knowing that no one would see it because it was covered. But in the 70s, actually, someone owned the building and took this out and did everyone a favor, actually, by exposing the walls.
Well, it's gorgeous. I can't even imagine covering them in the first place, but I guess it takes a couple years for things to become sort of rich in heritage and worthy of exposure.
Decades and decades.
Yeah, exactly. What about the ceiling? I know you said this is...
Well, this central beam is a King's Post truss.
Okay.
There's only one other like it in North America. It's in Chicago. And you won't see a room this big that doesn't have posts holding it up. Which is really nice if you're having a wedding. You don't have to peek behind the post to see what's going on.
Exactly. And how old is this building?
It was built in 1860, so it's 151 years old.
Right, and what did it start as?
Was Canada's largest department store. Sorry, not Canada's. It was the largest department store between Montreal and Chicago.
Really? When
it was built.
Well, and Merrickville has a whole lot of buildings.
Yes, Merrickville has more heritage designated buildings than anywhere else in Canada per capita.
Why is that?
Mostly because there was no economic activity here between the 30s and the 80s. And so it wasn't worth tearing these buildings down.
You think this one would have been torn down had there been more
It's a really good corner for a gas station. I'm sure it would have been.
What a shame that would have been.
It would have been a shame.
Yeah.
And Canada has lost many heritage buildings, for those reasons.
And not only is there the inn and the ballroom here in the Baldachin Inn, but there's also a delicious dining room.
Yes,
and
there
pub.
is.
So we're going to head downstairs and have a bite to eat. What is your chef wrestling up for us?
He's going to make a maple glazed salmon.
Ooh, okay, well, stick around. There's still lots more coming up this morning from Baldachin Inn here in Merrickville.